guys, welcome back to the Branded by God podcast. I'm your host, Brittnee N. Smith, and girl, we need to talk. Like, before we do anything else in this season, which is going to be amazing, by the way, before I tell you what's coming, before I hype you up, before I even get into the summer of I owe you something first. I owe you the truth. So I told y'all this season was dropping June 22nd, and it did not. I could come on here and give you a whole explanation, technical issues, life got busy, the dog that I don't even have ate my content calendar, like I could give you all the reasons why, but that's not what we do here on the Branded by God podcast. That's not what being branded by God is all about. So let me just be real with you. I lied. I kind of lied. But not intentionally, not maliciously, but I made a promise that I wasn't actually in a position to keep. And that's still a broken promise. Now, you might be like, girl, I didn't even notice you were gone. That's not the point. And I felt like I needed to look you in the eyeball, look you in the earbuds if you're not watching but you're listening. And I needed to own that. I needed to own it. And I needed to own it with you. When I think about my life in the last couple of months, here's what actually happened. I underestimated the season that I was in. I looked at the calendar, I picked a date, I announced it. It was a good idea at the time. Like, yo, I'm about to launch this thing on my birthday. The podcast is 5 years old, and I announced it. I did all of that without actually creating margin to make it happen. I didn't give myself the space or the time or the grace to plan this way. And this deserved planning. It deserved attention because honestly, 5 years is a big deal, and it's been a pattern that I've been working through. Saying yes before I count up the cost. Committing to a timeline because it sounds good. Yes, launch on your birthday. Yes, celebrate 5 years on the birthday of the podcast. It sounded good, but it wasn't because I actually built the runway to get it done. And so first, I broke a commitment to myself. And then by default, I broke a commitment to you all. And so what's wild is, y'all, this is the wild part. This is the kicker. This season is literally called the Summer of Motherhood, Marketplace, Me Time, More of God, Marriage, Ministry. And I almost launched it without any of those things intact for myself. No me time to plan it. No margin. There's another M to breathe. Running on fumes, trying to show up for everyone and everything else while quietly abandoning the commitment that I made to me. That is a red flag. When you are breaking promises that you made to yourself, you need to take a closer look. And so I want to add another M to this list. I just said it. It's margin. Margin. Because without margin, everything suffers. Your creativity suffers. Your consistency suffers, your relationships suffer, your promises to yourself and to other people and to God, they start to slip. And that doesn't feel good. And so while it makes for good content, the real truth of the matter is you have to check yourself before you wreck yourself. All right? So can we be honest for just a few short minutes? Let's be honest. Sometimes, like I did, we announce things prematurely because we need the accountability. Now, that's kind of dysfunctional. I'm going to tell y'all that I'm coming out with this thing so y'all can hold me accountable. Like if I say it out loud, then I have to do it, right? Wrong. Because it only works sometimes. But when you don't have the foundation under you, if you don't have the foundation under the announcement, you're really just building pressure with no plan. Raise your hand if you've been there. And pressure without a plan produces panic, not progress. Panic. And I had to sit with that because guess what? The moment came and passed. And I don't know that y'all felt it, but I felt it. And I had to ask myself, why did I even pick June 22nd? Was it spirit led or was it just a vibe? Was it a good idea? It's my birthday, y'all. It's my birthday. Was I genuinely ready? Or was I performing readiness? I'm good at that. And chances are you're good at that too. I was performing. That's the honest answer. I was performing for you. I was performing for the brand. I was performing even for myself because I wanted to be that version of Brittnee. I wanted to be the ready Brittnee. But that's not the Brittnee that I was in that moment. And I had to honor that. I have to honor who I am and where I am. And that's not the brand that God is building through me. So this is me choosing honesty over the optics, choosing to start this season the right way, even if it's a little late, rather than the fast way. So I want to talk about margin. I have admitted my faults. I hope you accept my apology for being human. And we're going to move forward. So since we're talking about margin, and since this is the Branded by God podcast, and we love a good teachable moment, okay? If I'm going to be, out there as the promise breaker, let us use this as a teachable moment. I want to break down what margin actually looks like. And I want to use this as an opportunity for us to reset. Because I think we throw that word around. I just need more margin. I just need to reset. I just need to start over, without actually knowing what we're asking for. Margin isn't just white space on the page. You know how you're on like line paper and there's two sides, or sometimes it's just the one side on the page. It's not just a spa day. It's not just saying no to things. Margin is a practice. It's something that you build. It's extra space just in case things don't go as planned, and you can kind of fill in and you have space to move around in. So I put together an acronym because, of course I did. I love me some acronyms. But I want to walk you through what margin is, not as a lecture, but just as one branded by God woman talking to another who's probably doing too much right now. I know I'm not by myself in this. So if you're driving, walking, folding laundry, pretending to do work, whatever you're doing, I want you to come on this journey with me real quick. Because margin, I feel like, might be the answer that you've been searching for, so that you can find pace again, so that you can find rhythm again. Let's talk about margin. Like I said, it's an acronym because your girl loves a good acronym. And I want you to think about, as I'm going through these different steps or different pieces, which one of these do you need to work on? All right. So M, make the plan, not just the announcement. So like I said, y'all, I totally botched the whole thing. I'm starting with this one, and I'm starting with myself. We are so good at making an announcement. We got the graphic ready. We got the caption written. The countdown timer is set. I even went live about it. I talked about it in emails. But what's the actual plan? Somewhere on a sticky note, somewhere back here in the back of your mind, where is it? Where's the plan? Vision without a plan is just a dream with good branding. And I am good at that. I'm good. Y'all, the graphic was done weeks in advance. And I say that as someone who does all these things well. But in real life, before you tell the world, make sure you check in with yourself and tell yourself that this is what we're doing. Ask yourself, what does this actually require for me to accomplish it? And how much time do I really need? Not how much time can I get it done in? How much time do you really need to get it done well? What resources do I need? What support do I need? What margin do I need to create to actually pull it off? When am I going to record the episode? Right? Definitely didn't ask myself that question. Make the plan before you make the post. That is the first M. Okay? A, admit when you're stretched. We don't like it. We don't like it. This one is hard, especially for us, because we have been conditioned by culture, by church, by social media to perform strength even when we're falling apart inside. I know, it's just me. I'm good. God's good. I'm good. It's all good. It's not good. It's not good. And yes, God does have you, but he also gave you a mouth to ask for help. We don't like it. He gave you a brain to recognize when you are stretched too thin. And admitting you're stretched too thin is not weakness. It's wisdom. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. And it's saying that I see what's happening here and I'm going to be honest about it before it becomes a breakdown. Now, I don't know about you, but having a breakdown when you are mid task, mid thing is not cool. And the alternative is what I did. Keep going, keep pushing, keep performing until something slips. Now, nobody reached out to me and said, hey, where's the episode? Hey, we saw you posting about it. What happened? Nobody asked. But I'm sure there are people looking like, now she said she was gonna. You have to admit it early before it becomes a thing. All right? R, rest before you're running on empty. Not as a last resort. Rest as a strategy. I need somebody to hear that, okay? We've been so conditioned to rest only when we're exhausted, to rest only at nighttime because it's time to go to bed. Like rest is a thing you do when you've proven that you worked hard enough. You don't have to earn rest, my girl. You don't have to earn rest. No. Rest is maintenance. Rest is preventative care. Rest is a strategy. You don't wait until your car breaks down on the side of the highway to get that oil changed. Huh? And if you did, that'll be the last time you do that, right? Listen, that's exactly what we do with ourselves. We run, we rip, we do all the things until we break down. Pulled over on the side of life. Hazard lights on, calling on Jesus like, help. I should have stopped earlier. Don't be like me. Don't be like me 8 weeks later talking about, hey, and the launch of the podcast. Rest before you're empty. Schedule it, protect it, and don't apologize for it. You heard? Okay. G, guard your calendar like it is sacred because it is. Your calendar is a reflection of your values. Whatever's on your calendar, that's what you are saying matters to you. And if you're like me, what happened is I didn't put recording the episode on my calendar, so it didn't happen. And if your calendar is full of everybody else's needs and priorities, and your own dreams are sitting on the someday folder, there's a problem. You have to guard your time because guess what? That's the only time that you have and you don't get it back. That means learning to say, let me check my calendar and actually checking your calendar. Not as a delay tactic, but as a real acknowledgement that your time is not just up for grabs. Your time has value. Your time carries weight, and your time is a limited resource that needs to be strategically distributed. It means scheduling the things that matter to you first before the requests come in. Block the time for your creative work. Block the time for rest. Block the time for God. Block the time for your family. Block the time for a nap. And then here's the radical part. Here it is. Protect those blocks like you would protect a meeting with your most important client. A meeting that you can't miss. Because guess what? You are your most important client. So you need to rest. Yes. Next. It's okay to slow down. I want to make it real plain. It's okay to slow down. It's okay for this season to look different than the last one. It's okay to not be at full capacity. It's okay to take longer than you planned. We live in a culture, y'all, and you know this. This culture celebrates fast. Be the first, first to market, first to post, first to launch. And I've bought into it more times than I want to admit. But speed without sustainability is just a fast way to burn out. Fast first to burn out. Like, no, that's not something that you can be proud of. And I've been there. I don't want to go back. So I'm giving myself permission, and I'm giving you permission to slow down without calling it failure. Sometimes, this is so good. Sometimes slow is the anointing. Sometimes slow is the anointing resting upon you. And then N, narrow it down to what actually matters. This is the last one, and this might be the hardest one because we are multi-passionate women. We have ideas, we've got gifts, we are the most gifted. We have vision boards that are thriving, and we want to do all of it. Come on, I want to do all the ideas and all the things, but here's what I've learned, and here's what God keeps bringing me back to. Sis, you can't do everything well at the same time. You can do a lot of things okay, or you can do a few things excellently. And excellence requires focus. And focus is not always fast. It requires narrowing. It requires you to look at your list and ask, what is the main thing right now? And that's where I'm at. I am reevaluating my list. What's the main thing right now? Not forever, just right now. What is the thing that if I did it well would make everything else better? Start there. Do that first. Focus on that and let the rest wait until its turn. That is margin. Margin is where you have space on the page to scribble in an idea that you just got, to take a pause just because you have the time and space to do so. So here we are. The summer of is officially here, y'all. And for real this time. Like, for real. I'm here. And we are going in. We're going to talk about motherhood in this season of life and what it looks like when the kids are growing up, or when the kids are still young and you're in the thick of it, when you're somewhere in between, right? We're going to talk about what it means to build in the marketplace while being in the throes of motherhood, while being in the throes of ministry, while building a healthy marriage as a woman of faith without losing yourself in the process. We're going to unapologetically protect our me time. Because if you're listening to this season as it's rolling out in real time, it's summer. Even if you have a 9-to-5 or a business, you can't pour from an empty cup. And so we're going to go deeper in God. We're going to go deeper in taking care of ourselves, not just in the doing, but in the being. And we're going to talk about margin, making room so that all the things that matter can actually breathe. Real talk. No filter, just us girlfriends on the porch with sweet tea and the Holy Spirit. Okay, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad that I didn't say, you know what, forget it because I messed up. We're here and I'm actually ready this time. Let's have the summer of doing all the things well. It's time for a reset. It's time to create some margin. I'm so glad that you sat here with me today. I hope that you feel seen because, girl, I see you while you cooking dinner. I see you while you're walking on your lunch break. I see you while you're folding the baby's clothes. I see you while you wait for your husband to get home. I see you. I see you while you're working on the content. I see you while you're trying to figure out what to do with yourself. I see you when you're trying to figure out how you're going to rest or when you're going to rest, what rest even looks like for you. I see you. I see you. You need to create some margin in your life so that you can rest and recharge and you can be ready for the things that you want to see come to pass in your life. Thank you for tuning in. I will see y'all on the next episode of the Branded by God podcast. This is Brittnee and Smith. I'll see you soon.